welcome in. So we're joining just after the first hand is over in the third quarter of play for the Vanderbilt. I pulled up this match because we hadn't seen any of these players play. Also, we do have Zia Mahmood, probably a fan favorite. Everyone likes watching Zia play. He is a fun and exciting bridge player, for sure. But yeah, we got Wolfson against Goodman. The other semifinal is Zhao against Bernal, I think. And Wolfson is off to an 18-imp lead after about one or half of the day of play, assuming these scores are accurate. So we're jumping into this board. They get to 2 no trump, north-south. Not really the place you want to be, vulnerable at imps. But south opens no trump, north goes through stamen and invites with their 8 count, and south rejects with 15. I'd be a little curious to know what no trump range they're playing. Does this say? It doesn't. Because 14 to 16, I mean, south would probably accept an invite if they were playing 14 to 16. The hand has no jacks and just all of the honors are working. So maybe they are playing 15 to 17. How many tricks does Declare have? Well, they've got 3 hearts, 2 spades, 2 clubs, and a diamond, at the very least. And along the way, the opponents are going to be able to get 2 clubs, a spade, and a diamond. So it might be 9 tricks, at least after this opening lead and subsequent play. East spades have been cut off for the most part. So, I mean, Declare is going to have a pseudo-diamond guess, but with the jack of diamonds falling doubleton, they'll be able to pick up, well, however he plays the diamonds, he's going to be able to pick up the holding. Although, I suppose being in 2 no trump, maybe the line of play is just going to be to cash out all your tricks now. West will throw a diamond on this trick, and I would be a little surprised if Declare didn't just cash out. Oh, I hadn't even noticed. East just pitched all of his spades. Never mind. Now it is perfectly safe to try and bring the diamonds home. Although, do we have a problem doing that, given that we've pitched a diamond from the dummy? You know, if we lead the 10 of diamonds and East covers with the jack, I think that isolates the diamond position, or it basically blocks the suit. Declare will not be able to collect their 2 diamond tricks. They could win the ace and then play a heart to the king, queen, and 10 of diamonds. Okay, whatever. It's an over trick. It's an over trick. But it looks like Declare is just trying something somewhat reasonable as well. Could exit a 4th heart, hoping to throw West in, which does not pan out, and even if it didn't work, still gets to try the diamond finesse here. But 8 tricks, I mean, this could be a swing. 9 tricks were available. So we'll see what happens at the other table. 1 imp has been exchanged so far in the first board. Ooh, lots of major suits on this one. So South will definitely open a heart. And what is Zia going to do? Unfavorable. I suppose you could say the normal thing to do is overcall spade. Plan on bidding 4 spades later. But I wouldn't be all that surprised if we just see a 4 spade bid directly over 1 heart. Maybe you could be a little concerned that 3 no is your best game with sitting with the west hand. Like if East has a heart stopper and the club ace, you just have 9 tricks and no trump. So going past 3 no with just a direct 4 spade bid wouldn't be everyone's choice. So we do get the 1 spade bid. North, of course, raises to 2 hearts. And what is South going to do? I think 4 hearts is completely reasonable. One of the things that South is probably wondering right now is, East didn't bid. How can I possibly keep them out of 4 spades if that contract is even making? Because South's looking at a partner who has a weak type hand. South knows that he has a weak hand. And the fact that they have a 10-card heart fit or 10 or more card heart fit means that South has at most 1 defensive trick in hearts. So 4 spades very likely to make unless his partner happens to provide at least 2 defensive tricks to go with his ace of hearts and ace of diamonds. And that's only if the ace of hearts even cashes. So yeah, I was a little shocked that South wasn't taking more time over 4 spades. And he does elect to bid 5 hearts. This could easily just end the auction. East kind of understands what's happening. I would say this is one of those things that experts do very well at the game, where they have a good sense of whose hand it is in certain auctions. And here, the fact that neither North nor South doubled 4 spades when West was vulnerable made East believe that his partner was bidding 4 spades to make, and therefore his partner must have some values. So despite just having 1 defensive trick in the ace of clubs and a pretty worthless heart holding against 5 hearts, he correctly judged that they were probably making 4 spades on their cards, and therefore doubling 5 hearts was the right thing to do. So ace of spades lead. East-West are entitled to 2 clubs if they take them. If they don't take them, it kind of feels like Declare doesn't have quite enough to pitch a club loser. Well, after 2 rounds of spades, there's no way back to dummy anyway. So Declare can unblock the diamond ace. And might try something like... Well, now that I'm looking at it, it's not so clear how Declare should play. Something that South might be worried about is 3-0 hearts. So if East has queen third of hearts, he might need to hook against East queen of hearts right now. It kind of comes at the expense of roughing a spade and dummy, but South might expect that the 3rd round of spades will get over roughed from East. I mean, not just because of like the 1 spade, 4 spade thing that happened, but East, who clearly has some values given this double, would have raised to 2 spades with some values in a fit. So I think Declare mostly knows what's going on in the hand. He's just gonna try and work out, what's his best line of play. Give West the singleton Queen of Hearts and Declare can make it from here. Unblock the Ace of Diamonds, pull a round of trumps, ruff a spade as East can't over ruff because Dummy's heart is high, cash the King of Diamonds to pitch a club loser, and Declare ends up losing just 1 club from this point. So he's weighing that possibility with the chances of that line of play going down extra tricks. It kind of feels like Declare is just going down 2 no matter what from here. With no fast entry back to the dummy, he can't use the King of Diamonds to discard a black loser, and the only way to really get over to the dummy is to ruff a spade, but that's going to get over ruffed. So in effect, it might not look like it, but Declare is going to have 3 more black suit losers. He could pull 2 rounds of trump, then he's still left with a spade loser. So 300, and that could be a sizable swing if at the other table they don't take the same inference as East did here, and they let 5 hearts pass out, for example. Okay, Declare does go with the Jack of Hearts play, and he does take a first round heart finesse. I mean, I think this is very sensible. Or doesn't take a first round heart finesse. Okay. Probably also very sensible. Yeah, I suppose if Declare's line of play is to ruff a spade, there's no reason to take the first round heart finesse, because it's just going to get over ruffed. So, Ace of Clubs and a club to the king, and that will wrap the hand up. 300 for, who's East-West? Wolfson. But 4 spades was making. I didn't see a way for the defense to get a diamond ruff originally, so it looks like Declare in 4 spades is going to end up losing 2 diamonds and a heart. So it could be a swing. There is some potential for that. Board 2 was a push, 2 no trump, making 2 at both tables. And we're on to board 4. These are 15 board segments. So we have 27 more boards to go in the match, 12 more this segment. There will be a short break, and then the players will reconvene after checking scores, and maybe we'll get some lineup switches. So West here, a 14 count. I haven't played against Zia in a long time, but I know that he used to love opening hands like this in no trump in the past. I wonder if they're playing a 15 to 17 no trump and he would do the same thing here. This hand's actually wild in that East and South have a combined 1 high card point between them. North and West have 39 high cards, with North having the majority of those. And I mean, the fact that North has 25 highs and West has opened the bidding, in first seat. This isn't like the auction has come past pass and Zia has opened a club in third, where I think a lot of bridge players would just treat that as a pass. North probably expects West has a real opening bid and might not get overexcited despite the 25 count. So we'll see if North is going to be able to stop low on this hand. I'm not sure how many tricks they actually take in any contract. You know, the unfortunate thing is that with West having opened a club, I think East is always going to be leading a club against some number of no trump, which will give Declare, technically an extra club trick. He can win the queen of clubs, cash the ace, and exit a low one to set up the jack. So, so a hard by South in response to the takeout double makes a ton of sense. 2 clubs to show a big hand, 2 diamonds looks like, not sure, but it was alerted. And then 3-no by North regardless. It's hard to blame North for thinking that, you know, with 25 highs, partner might produce something and we could easily have a game. You know, for all he knows, West doesn't have to have 14 for his opener. South could, of course, have the Queen of Hearts, which would nicely fill in his heart suit. South could have the Jack of Spades, which would represent a trick. But they do get to 3-no, and now we'll just see if he's able to make it. So, like I said, they do get the club lead, which Declare might not know that this is so beneficial to him immediately. Depending on the spot cards and lead preferences of the opponents, he might suspect that East has club length. But this could also just be high from a doubleton, probably. So, how many tricks does Declare actually have? 3 spade tricks, 2 club tricks after this lead, a diamond and a heart can both be set up. And what do we go after first? Which red suit? You know, the lack of dummy entries means we can't just start taking finesses. Obviously, if South was on lead on every trick, we could easily make 3-no trump, probably make 10 tricks. But with North being on lead throughout the entire hand, can't take any of the round suit finesses through West. So, I mean, my instinct would be to just play out hearts right now. Force the opponents to lead stuff into me. Maybe there's a reason to cash 3 rounds of spades first. If the suit splits or if East happens to hold the long spade, then I do kind of want to strip West so that West has fewer options available when they get in with the hearts. But I guess along those lines, maybe starting 2 rounds of diamonds. Okay, so Declare came around to this idea just as I was saying it. Start with 2 rounds of diamonds. If the defense gives you the Jack of Diamonds, you can hope that the long diamonds, presumably with East on this auction, does not have an entry. But it's a little scary to do this if East could have the Heart Queen, because maybe you just end up setting up the opponent's diamond suit, even if you get the Jack of Diamonds, and then the Queen of Hearts is an entry to the East hand to run the diamond suit later. So that is, I guess I would say that's a bit of a worry. We're getting a lot of commentary from the peanut gallery here. So Barnett Schenken, who's a pretty good bridge player, and Warren Spector and a couple of others are giving some commentary as well in the text. But they're kind of suggesting that East's 5 of Diamonds card is not a great card to signal with. You know, when you have a string of all connected cards, you want to signal with your most or your loudest signal possible. So if East was trying to play a low diamond, they should have played the 4. If East was trying to play a high diamond, they should have played the 6. That makes a ton of sense. But maybe East's hope was not to mislead Declare, or was not to mislead their partner, it was to mislead Declare. Either way, it does look as if Zia didn't really work out. Diamonds were 5-4-2-2 around, otherwise winning the ace of diamonds probably makes a ton of sense. So now he's in, I would have to guess, puts a low spade on the table. It's hard to imagine leading anything else here. Maybe he can try a club on the premise that if this is Declare's club holding, Declare could have just done this himself, picked up the club suit. We do see on board 3 that there's a giant swing generated, and that was because the other table probably bid to 5 spades over 5 hearts. Aha, we have a very different auction. Oh, this is a bid that I didn't even consider, and maybe for good reason, but remember at our table, I was talking about the possibilities of overcalling 1 spade or overcalling 4 spades with the West hand. This player elected to start with a double, and I don't really like that choice, but it has merits. Obviously, the big thing here is that West thought their hand was too good for a 1 spade overcall, and so they started with double, planning on bidding spades next at their cheapest opportunity, which is more or less exactly what happened. West doubled, North raised to 2 hearts, presumably showing a weak hand. Most people play some sort of transferred raises, or transfer advances, responses, whatever. Transfers over a takeout double. East bid 3 diamonds with their values in 6-card diamond suit. They were still under the impression their partner might have had a normal takeout double of a heart. South bid the 4 hearts that we saw. West came in 4 spades. And North, now having already showed a weak hand, demonstrated an interest in sacrificing, and along the way made this 5 club bid to let their partner know what to do at the 5 level. If the opponent's bid onto 5 spades, maybe saving in 6 hearts is a good thing to do. So East doubled 5 clubs, presumably just saying, I don't really want to play offense here. I have some defensive assets. I don't have a good spade fit. South came in 5 diamonds. Very good bid, lead directing against 5 spades. He wants a diamond to the ace, a low heart to his partner's queen, and then a diamond ruff to defeat 5 spades. That's what Brad Moss was hoping for. 5 hearts from North, and West bid 5 spades, maybe thinking that they were in some sort of forcing pass situation. But anyway, play has resumed at this table, so let's jump back into the action. We do see the spade come through. Declare now has tried the king of hearts out of hand, throwing West in. West put another spade back. Declare cash the queen of spades. Probably a little upset about everything that's going on, but is still going to come out okay, because this next round of hearts is going to throw West in. West will either have to return a heart, giving dummy an entry to the stranded jack of diamonds after cashing the spade jack, or just give Declare the club finesse that he's going to be able to take. Wait, this isn't good enough. As long as East retains the 7 of clubs. I just noticed. Yeah, so as long as East pitches all of his diamonds, but this is... West just needs to cash the jack of spades and exit with a club. Which should be fairly obvious. I mean, you have to know Declare has the club ace, so jack of spades followed by a heart just gives dummy 2 red suit tricks. Oh, hand was claimed. I mean, the last couple of tricks probably went by pretty quickly. So 3-0 down 1. I suppose I would say a little unlucky from Declarer's perspective, at least from the auction, right? You have this 25 count. You know, I think I mentioned at the start of the hand that maybe it's better to be a little conservative when you have all the high card points for your side, but I guess Simone, I think it's Simone DeWeese. But it's been a long time since I've spoken to either of these guys. But yeah, so I think he probably constructed a couple of hands his partner could hold where 3-no trump was a decent contract, and you know, your Reddit imps, hard to blame him with 25 highs for wanting to be in game. But that could be a swing. You know, 3-no might make it the other table. Maybe they actually stay out of it somehow. Or maybe West at the other table gets greedy and opens a no trump, and then they can collect a large penalty. So all of those things could happen. But we're on to board 5. So a heart by East with 15. West. Now, notably, South doesn't even come in with their 6-card spade suit and singleton heart. I mean, 6-4. Not a bad spade suit, but missing both of the top 2 honors, you can easily get in trouble if you come in with 2 spades on a hand like this. A heart, your partner's a passed hand, so you know that they aren't going to have a ton of help for you offensively, usually. And so like a heart, 2 spades, pass, pass, double, all pass is of course the nightmare auction. You could end up with 2 trump losers. That's only 4 tricks in your own hand. We're looking at starting the bidding at 1,400 or something, or 1,100, I suppose, is very possible. Or maybe they just play some sort of like intermediate jump over call, and South didn't have a weak 2 spades available. So 2 hearts passes out. I'm a little surprised by that, where South never took a call. Again, we probably suspect that South's looking at this, North is a passed hand, there's essentially 0 chance that you're making a game, so all you're doing by balancing 2 spades here is you're competing for a part score. And the worst case scenario, as we kind of already talked about, is you end up going minus 1,100. Now, you do know partner has values on this auction, so I don't think 1,100's in the picture, but like 500 probably is, and that's still going to be a giant minus position, at least at imps. So selling out to 2 hearts has some merit. Declarer, in the meantime, probably not going to have much difficulty. Although I say that, and Declarer does need to take both a diamond finesse and a heart finesse, and this is his last dummy entry. I wonder if it made any sense to try and play on clubs and set up a club trick before squandering this last entry to dummy. Yeah, now Declarer has a bit of a problem, because he probably doesn't expect spades or 6-3. You know, we can see that Declarer can make the contract now by pulling trumps and then leading the king of diamonds to pin the jack. North gets in, can go king of spades, spade rough, but even though that uses up East's last trump, North has no more spades when he gets in with the 10 of diamonds to cash. Although, I suppose Declarer has an idle club to pitch. So maybe this line of play is very reasonable. You cash the last heart, you lead the king of diamonds, North wins and goes king of spades, spade, you pitch your club loser, and now as long as the player with the last diamond doesn't have the 5-card spade suit or the long spades for the opponents, you'll be able to set up the 4th round. So I kind of like this line. Declare probably very happy that South has pitched a spade on this trick. Ooh. I must admit that I was not watching carefully in the diamond suit. Oh, Declare already has 6 tricks. I miscounted something. Maybe I was Anyway, let me go back to my original point. I wasn't carefully watching what happened on the first round of diamonds. And so maybe Declare had a different view. I mean, obviously Declare took a different view than I did of the diamond suit. But it feels kind of weird to lead a low diamond. I actually want to step back and look at that for a second, because... So how did the first round of the suit go? Queen of spades lead to the ace, diamond to the queen and 2. I mean, it's very anti-percentage, right? Because leading the king, you pick up either Jack Doubleton or 10 Doubleton, whereas leading low, you only pick up Ace Doubleton. And, by the way, you only pick up Ace Doubleton with North, because South would have won the ace earlier if they had it. So this felt like a 6-1 or something against leading a low diamond. Anyway, it was just an overtrick, no harm. But it looks like this table is keeping good pace. They're well ahead of the other room, which means we can head over there for the last few boards, and we will have some insider information about what happened at this table while we're watching the other one. Board 6. South opens a heart. West comes in with 1 spade. North bids 2 clubs. East is going to have something to say. East is probably looking at this auction and thinking, you know, who or how many of these players are jokesters at the table? Because East has a 10 count. So East comes up with a 2-heart cubed, showing some stuff. West bids 2 spades. Yeah, and North doesn't have anything to say. So what is South going to do over 2 spades? I wonder if 2 no trump shows this kind of hand. Because remember, North bid 2 clubs already. If South had a 3-card club suit, they would just balance with 3 clubs. Therefore, you know, assuming 2 no trump shows like some sort of takeout type thing, rather than just like, I want to play 2 no. Oh, South doesn't bid at all. That's a little surprising to me. Oh. Maybe South does bid. Hold on. Nope. Never mind. I'm a little shocked. I mean, not vulnerable. Your partner made what looks like a pretty strong bid in this auction, so you're not really worried, despite having almost no defense, that the opponents can make a spade game, that you wouldn't at least try and compete for a part score here, right? Like, the worst that happens to you is you get doubled and go for 300, I guess, and the best case scenario is that both contracts are making, I think. Anyway, so Declare here has 3 heart losers, which the opponents have quickly taken. Ooh. It looks like the match is slipping away from Goodman. You know, 2 boards back to back, they lost double-digit swings on board 3 and 4. But we'll stick with this table, because I know I've been jumping around a lot, so let's try and make that happen. How is Declare gonna play this? So Declare has a club loser. Ooh, he plays a diamond to the king and ace. Well, now that he knows he has at most 1 loser in clubs and no diamond losers, he's probably just going to cash the king ace of spades. That would be my thought. There's no risk in doing that. You always make your contract, you know, I guess unless spades are 5-0. Maybe there's some merit in playing a spade to the ace. If spades are 5-0, then you can at least, you know, lead a spade towards the king 8. Forcing North to split. Hey, PJF. Always action at Zia's table. Yeah, it's been pretty tame. I would say most of the action on boards 3 and 4 was at the other table, actually. But we're waiting. It'll happen. I'm sure it'll come soon. I know Zia and this is David Gold, right? Yeah. I know these guys have played together a bunch before. But I'm not sure that Zia really has regular partners in general. Well, he's taking his time. Old man Zia trying to figure out what to do against the 5-0 spade break, but now he's just going to claim his 9 tricks. And we're on to board 7. So West probably has the opening bid, but North, as he has had several times today, might have the best hand at the table. He just needs someone playing straight opposite him. You play with him too much, you probably get gun shy. I don't think that's the main concern. I really don't. But yes, it is true that Zia is an operator a lot of the time, both in bidding and in defense. And so you really need a partner that works well under those circumstances. Okay, so diamond by West, pretty normal opening bid. And North decides their hand is too good for a 1 heart overcall, so they start with a double. I agree. East has to bid a spade, I'm sure. Maybe they have some sort of fancy thing where East can show both clubs and spades somehow. I'm a little surprised by this. Well, I'm surprised by a bunch of things. One, that 2 clubs isn't a transfer to diamonds. All right. Maybe he knows something I don't. I figure... I figure you would probably want to find your spade fit if you have one. It's... Okay, maybe what East was thinking is North was implying majors with their takeout double, so he may as well, if he only gets 1 chance to bid his hand, he may as well show his club suit where they're more likely to be able to compete. I'm certain at this point in the auction he's feeling really awful about his decision. Could have bid a spade. The pass can't be right. I think East's 2 club bid is just like natural non-forcing. That's my guess. But I don't know their methods. Whoa. Okay. So North balances with 3 hearts, which is a big bid. I'm not convinced I like 3 hearts. Like, North has a lot of losers, including the potential for real trump losers. Stiff ace of clubs is nice, but queen doubleton of spades might not be great. Anyway. Well, so we stopped in 3 hearts. Yeah, there's a lot of commentary at the table about how whether or not South should raise, and I would have been very tempted to raise. I think a lot of people would look at this and be like, well, I just have nothing and I have no roughing value and just a jack, but my thinking is partners 3 hearts is saying they have 9 tricks in their own hand, and they can't know that we have a trump fit. So the fact that we have a trump fit might provide an extra trick. Anyway, PJF does point out, as is often the case, leading your partner's suit is a terrible thing to do. And in this case, it gives Declare the entry they needed to take a diamond hook. So with trumps splitting 2-2, Declare is making an overtrick at this point. Losing just 2 spades and a diamond can rough the 4th round of diamonds and dummy. Declare is gonna think for a minute about whether or not he can get away with cashing the diamond ace right now. It's not going to cost him his contract if he does. East will rough. Eventually Declare will pull 2 rounds of trumps and rough the last round of diamonds. So he'll make 9 tricks in that scenario. But he's probably concerned about the possibility of 3-1 trumps, where if he doesn't go after his diamond rough now, or after pulling 1 round of trumps, then he might not get it, given that the opponents likely have communication in the spade suit. So I wouldn't be that surprised if Declare takes a line of play like ace of hearts, ace of diamonds. It might even be the safest thing against, well, considering we're only in 3 hearts. Obviously, if we were in 4 hearts, we would just have to hope that things split well, and that would require 2-2 trumps. But we'll see what he elects to do. You know, there's been a lot of bidding from the opponents on this hand, diamond and 2 clubs. The fact that East didn't lead a club probably places most of the club honors. So maybe he has some idea that the ace of diamonds is likely to get roughed. Oh, there is a bit of a concern now that, well, I was going to say now that no hard honor pops up, but maybe it just didn't matter. If the ace of diamonds gets roughed and East started with 3 trumps, they can cross to West's hand. They'll have to guess which black suit to cross to West's hand in, but if they correctly work out how to cross to West, then they can get another diamond rough the 4th round of the suit because dummy does not have any high trumps. Dummy being South. Then again, Declare cannot make the hand on that layout. Cannot make 3 hearts on that layout, regardless. Because if Declare pulls a 2nd round of trumps before leading ace of diamonds and a diamond. West wins, crosses to east in spades, who then pulls around to trumps. And eventually the fourth round of diamonds will be lost. So yeah, so it's very possible that Declare needs to do something fancy. Okay, he finds something fancy, but maybe he needed to actually do this earlier, now that I'm looking at it. I think Declare has a good read on the honor locations. So east-west both have a spade honor, which is why this play is not terribly risky. If West could get in twice to play the king of diamonds to the ace and ruffed, and then get in again with a second spade, that might pose some problems for Declare. But with the spades being split, only one diamond ruff is coming. And that way, Declare will be able to pull the last round of trumps with the king before roughing the fourth round of diamonds. So the only concern now is, like, if trumps are 3-1 at this point, Declare has now conceded the contract. Or conceded the contract? Well, the opponents get to win the trick and then play the queen of hearts, and then might be able to get in again and play the jack of hearts. It's possible. Can we claim for Declare? It would be nice on some of these hands, but there are some subtleties, subtle inferences that need to be taken, which, I don't know, I think is kind of cool to note those possibilities. You know, the more I'm looking at it, for someone to be able to play 2 rounds of hearts now, preventing the diamond ruff and dummy, they would need both the ace king of spades and the queen jack of hearts, and that's just not possible, right? We've already said that Declare probably deduced the spade honors were split based on the auction and the opening lead. So maybe ace of hearts and then queen of spades is just 100%. Okay, I'm in. I like it. Yeah, this is a good line of play. Who am I to question the great Simone de Weiss? While we're waiting, there was an article in our local newspaper about a bridge player who in the last 2 years has played at every bridge club in New Zealand. Do you have a lot of bridge clubs in New Zealand? I mean, it is a country. There's a lot of landmass. I get that. But 108. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. How did they do? Did they keep track of their scores? And did they know that, or did they get some sort of average or anything like that? Or was it just like, it was the whole journey of the thing, like traveling around the country playing everything? Queen of spades, king 7-5. Well, East probably knows that there's not much to be done. He might just give up and lead a low spade, get his diamond ruff, and then they take their 9 tricks. If he really wants to try and beat the contract, I think he'll probably return the jack of hearts, hoping that North actually has a 5-card heart suit and his partner's retaining queen and 1. Unsure how they went. Imagine the journey was enough. We'll have to get Brad to see if he will follow suit. Has there been talk of, wait, what was that play? Did Zia really just win the ace holding ace 10? Why? What was he doing? I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? He gets his diamond trick anyway. 140. That's how you claim for Declare? You just set up Declare's hand a la Gib. Oh my god. There's just crazy boards all over the place. So the one table was fighting their hardest to take 8 tricks and hearts. And we kind of had this discussion about how 9 tricks was probably a more sensible result, but Declare was only playing for an overtrick. The other table bidden made game. That feels like a huge result. Wow. Spadely ducked. Spade continued. Diamond to the queen. Basically the same line. Diamond to the ace. And then North got strip squeezed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, rare misdefense. I don't know if misdefense is how I would call it, but Joe Grew did not read the position correctly, flew the ace of diamonds on the second round of the suit, and was very costly when Declare read the position correctly. So 7 imps back, but Wolfson's still off to a healthy advantage. Hey Rob, welcome in again. Glad to be here doing the commentary. 1 diamond by North on this hand. Okay, we have a spicy auction developing because North and East think this hand is all about the minor suits, and they might be right. So we get a diamond opener, 2 club overcall. Not convinced 2 clubs would be everyone's choice, but it's probably okay. Negative double by South. Very reasonable. Redouble by West. I mean, West probably thinks that this could easily be their hand. You know, although he knows the hands aren't fitting very well together. 2 diamonds by North. 3 clubs by East. 3 diamonds by South. West is probably sitting here thinking, like, why does everyone keep bidding? I have a 10 count. So East is the one who's, I guess, the most joker at the table here with the 2 club overcall. What did we say about Zia needs someone who just, like, plays normal bridge? I don't know if 2 clubs is what I would call normal bridge, but we'll see what happens. No game makes. You were silent yesterday, but wanted to say how much you liked the commentary, especially on the East-West slam hand where South was squeezed in the minors. South didn't get squeezed in the minors. Declare took a different line, though. But yeah, there was a hand where South could and probably should have been squeezed in the minors. But Declare tried something else. They still went on to win the match, so they are playing today. I didn't really get a good look to see who's winning in the other match, but that was the Zhao team. So they managed to pull it through even despite losing 11 imps on that board. That was a huge swing board towards the end of their match. Okay, West decided that that he wasn't in on the joke. That the 2 club overcall wasn't a real hand. So what all's happening? Yeah, I was surprised that South passed so quickly. Okay, South bids 4 diamonds now. This isn't all that surprising. Zhao's up by 7 halfway. Wow. They're playing off against a very strong team, I think Bernal. All right, we're in 4 diamonds. How does this contract do? The spade suit is frozen, and looks like Declara can set up a heart discard for the spades. With Trump splitting 2-2, I believe we're only going to be losing a club and 2 hearts. Nicely, I'm watching Zia and the top Brit. Yeah, David Gold. I've played against him. I played against him a number of times at US Nationals in the past. What about Steve Rain? You know, Rabid Bean and I will be playing a speedball with the anti-precision system soon. So I hope everyone's excited for that, because I am terrified. It's going to be terrible, but it will be a lot of fun, mostly for the kibitzers. But we've been practicing the system on Cubids. When? I have no idea. I messaged him on Discord and he was like, go away, I'm at the Nationals. So I've let him be all week. I have not sent him another message since. But yeah, we will make that happen, since I think Ben Christensen, the other person that I was planning to play with, ran away scared. Or at least that's my explanation of it. Yeah, it'll be a good time when we do make it happen, and it should be happening soon. Oh god, no. Someone, can I make a channel point reward to permanently ban DT? Hello, DT. Actually, I know the answer to this because it is my channel, and the answer is yes, I could do that. No, it's good in like small doses. 1 club by North. Aha! They're playing a fancy system. Oh, no, never mind. Hold on. We have some insider information. 1 club is 15 plus. 15 plus. So, not playing a fancy system, they're just doing some precision type thing. East, probably very happy that he didn't overcall a heart. Little does he know. But might have been considering it. 6th didn't get me a star. I don't think I've ever finished 6th in anything in my life. 1 club past 2 spades. Okay, so this should be probably some sort of value showing bid. My guess is it's like, looking at South's hand, something like 11 to 12, maybe balanced or semi-balanced. The robot NABC, I was 7th. I think I was 7th. Was I 6th? Whatever it was. No, I didn't get a star. One day, though. I'm sure we'll win it one of these times. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for some explanations. 2-0 by North, probably a relay. 3 diamonds, presumably showing some sort of distribution. And 3-0 by North. Oh, we got Al Hollander here with the entire system notes in front of him, apparently. So 2 spades, game force, 9 or more high card points. What? Some number of controls. Oh my god. That is very descriptive. And 2-0 trump, asking 3 diamonds, exactly 4-1-4-4. So, opening heart lead, no surprise there. I mean, East was itching to lead a heart against 3-0, and given South's singleton heart, it probably looks even more attractive to do so, but Declara probably not worried about it. So you know Zia. Is he overrated or not? Loaded question. I think, like the legend status. Okay, here's what I'll say on this issue. Zia is definitely one of the best bridge players on the planet. He has a very good understanding of the game. His card reading is exceptional, and he does a lot of things right. That's like a thing that you can't really put into perspective for a lot of people. But what I mean by that is, like, sometimes there will be like two lines of play which look close and they're like vastly different, and he tends to choose the right line most of the time. So it's kind of like luck, if you want to put it that way, but it's not really luck. It's just like he has a good feel for the game. With all that said, no one wants to play with him, and I will mostly leave it at that. You know, we're out of story time redemptions. I think the last one timed out, so maybe I can put one up. But I do have some Zia stories. They might not be the ones people want to hear, but I do have some Zia stories from events. Anyway, is he better than me? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, even when I was playing professionally and I was at my peak, he was a better player than me. Like, there are not a lot of players that can compare with his actual ability to play the game from like I don't know, like a technical perspective and a like card reading perspective, and just general game knowledge, all of that. You know, maybe Levin and Weinstein, certainly. There are definitely some European players who are up there. But yeah, he's very good. He's very good. Anyway, we have missed out on all of the action in this exciting 3 no trump contract. We got a heart lead, declares going after the spade suit. That seems like a smart thing to do. Has 3 spade tricks, and he still has this club entry to the dummy that he can use to get over there. So 3 spades, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and a diamond gets him up to 8. He's then going to need to find a 9th trick somewhere. You know, the fact that clubs split 3-3 is not particularly helpful because you know, there's no real way to get to the south hand after 2 rounds of clubs get ducked. Give you your VIP back. Was that the entire application? I think you need to add a bit more to your resume before you apply for such a serious position. Is that a direct quote? Until now. So what is Declare going to do? I mean, the most natural way to try and collect a 9th trick is to lead a diamond towards the queen. Maybe it's going to become pretty apparent that East doesn't have the diamond king. I mean, when East shows up with the spade king, the club ace didn't bid, I mean, he's vulnerable against a strong hand, so it's still starting to look like maybe East can't have all of the missing values. Also, you're a loyal viewer, unlike PJF. No, PJF is loyal. All right, back to the bridge. So, yeah, I mean, like, what is Declare's plan? For starters, he needs to find a discard on this 10 of spades, and that it has been taking him a while, right? If you want to lead a diamond towards the queen, playing for your ninth trick, pitching a diamond is probably not the way to go. You can't really discard a club. That's just going to make your life miserable. So it feels like a heart discard is the most sensible, but that does compromise the integrity of your heart suit a little bit. You're still loyal. True? Yeah? So you're saying that I should give PJF VIP status. I like where your head's at. So loyal viewers like PJF get VIP. Okay. No, I can do that. It's always good to honor your fellow viewers. And I think DT has made a good case for PJF to be VIP. All right, I will get right on that. But, maybe after the stream. Rob also seconds this vote. Does that command do anything for you? I get the feeling that that the only commands that work in my chat are the ones that I've made myself. I don't believe I have pulled anything in from an external bot or that it came with some sort of package. So Declare has pitched their heart. Don't have Streamlabs. Well, maybe you mean Stream Elements. Because you have to use a bot. I do use Streamlabs for broadcasting. This is a difficult hand to play. Yeah, understandable. This is why Declare is taking so long with it. But yeah, what's the next plan, right? Okay, Declare cashes the spade queen. If he pitches a heart, okay, he does pitch a heart. This indicates to me that he's probably just going to knock out the club ace and then play a diamond to the ace and a diamond back. Right? I don't see what the alternative is. Did I know North-South system is called Tarzan? I have heard of this Tarzan system before. Yeah, Declare is squeezing himself. This is because one of them is a cheetah. No. No. These guys are good. These guys are on the straight and narrow. Because Johnny Weissmuller was the actor for early Tarzan movies. I don't think that's the reason why the system is called Tarzan. But I've forgotten why it's why it was so named. I think someone came into chat one day and told me, but I've forgotten. He was a 5 gold medalist at the Olympics. That's a lot of gold medals. I mean, maybe not if you're like Michael Phelps or something, but 5 feels like a lot. That's 5 more gold medals than I've won at the Olympics. Now we get a long tank from East. One of the big advantages to these precision type systems is if you do get into these relay auctions, the opponents know nothing about your hand. Now, East might suspect what's going on in the heart suit. So maybe he can work out Declare started with like King 10 fifth or Queen 10 fifth, maybe. He might think it's safe to pitch a diamond. And it might be? No, it's not. Okay, he does pitch a heart. Represented the US in swimming and water polo, possibly 5 more than most people have won in the Olympics. No, the average American has won at least 3 gold medals in the Olympic Games, I'm sure, over the course of their lifetime. I'm well below average. Oh. Oh no. East took the ace of clubs. Did it matter? I haven't been following the hand that closely. It looked to me like if East had ducked 2 rounds of clubs, he could just exit a heart. Oh, okay. No one panic. No one panic. I was thinking that would be a big mistake. But again, I'm not sure what East really knows about North's hand. Okay, there it is. So Declare kind of put all of his eggs in the basket of King of Diamonds on side, which is not that unreasonable, I don't think. He made an attempt, and I do like the fact that East is concealing this 2 of hearts. A lot of these, technical plays like this are things that experts are really good at. You want to... your partner probably knows, based on their own count in the heart suit, what your hand looks like, or, your count in hearts. So you may as well conceal that information from the declarer. Well, try a club, but East gets to cash out. So minus 50, good defense. Declarer might not have found the most testing line, but of course he doesn't see all of the cards we do. Are Vugraph operators paid? Yeah, I think so. Actually, I'm pretty certain of it. I've never done Vugraph myself, but there are a couple people who I don't think would be operating Vugraph if they weren't getting paid for it. They would probably rather be like relaxing in a sauna somewhere. Oh my god. Board 8. All of the fireworks are in the other room. We're watching the wrong table. I apologize. Did South really open a diamond? Or is this West opened a diamond and we have another Vugraph error? Okay, the 1 heart bid kind of clarifies. So West opened a diamond, North came in with a heart, East made a negative double. We should get that corrected soon enough. But wow, board 8, the other table got to 4 clubs doubled. I was talking about this. I was saying 2 clubs is a little weird, and in this room, rather than making what might be a more tame 3 club overcall, East came in with 4 clubs, double by South, all pass. I don't blame North. And the contract rolled home. Declare appears to have a diamond loser and 2 spade losers. But they made an over trick? Whoa. Spade lead and then South got squeezed in the majors? I don't know. Anyway, big pickups the last 3 or 4 boards for Goodman, who's clawed their way back 20 imps. The VuGraph operator needs to hydrate. Yeah, we should get a stay hydrated bot for all of the operators. So please note that there is a pass missing. South did not open a diamond, and East-West are not the ones playing 4 hearts. North-South are there. Whoop. Undo accepted. Oh no. Now we're going to get all of the undos accepted. Maybe they're all playing anti-precision. Maybe they're all playing pass left. I think that would be a more reasonable explanation. So that's possible. Pass, pass. Oh no. Oh, okay. Pass, 4 hearts. We're there. We found our way there. So the auction, West opened a diamond, East made a negative double, and South just blasted 4 hearts. Low spade felt like a big lead. Okay, we're just getting all of the VuGraph operator catch up happening. But Declare only had a spade, a diamond, and a club to lose. So 620. And on to the next board. It's nice sometimes. So I don't know if North-South have felt like they've been missing opportunities on a few of these hands. Like board 7, they could have made 4 hearts. Board 8, they played in 4 diamonds, making exactly 4. I mean, who knows if someone is going to end up making 3 no trump on those cards, North-South, so they could feel like that's pretty bad. 3 no, went down 1. It's nice to just like get a relaxation hand and a plus score like this. You bid to 4 hearts, you have 10 top tricks, and you take them. Thoughts on weak 2 spades with 3 of the other major, or weak 2s, and weak any 2s with 3 of the other major. Totally fine. I don't mind having 4 cards in the other major. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like it imps, it's really good. Well, I don't know, really good is the way to describe it. It's perfectly fine to do it at imps because like you're not really that worried about like playing in the wrong major fit in like a part score. I am sorry. Sometimes DT writes a comment and it takes me like 5 minutes to parse what he's saying. I'm gonna go back to my original thought. So like on this hand, 2 hearts perfectly okay, right? The value of the preempt is basically to show what your hand looks like. So if South was looking at like 4 small spades and king, queen, jack, 6 of hearts and nothing else, like you can't just pass that hand and be concerned about the times where you miss a big spade fit, right? It goes 2 hearts all pass, your partner had ace, king, queen, 5 of spades, a heart void, and like a 14 count, and you miss a spade game. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario, but all of the other times where like you where you pass and like the opponents open a club and it goes a no trump, and now you know what you do, you come in 2 hearts or 3 hearts, I guess, but you've kind of missed out the opportunity to preempt and cause the opponent some trouble. or to just show your hand when your partner has a heart fit or a spade fit, you know, vice versa, depending on which suit you have. I mean, I've opened a week 2 with 5 cards in the other major before. I think I've opened a week 2 with 5-5 in the majors, but that would have been 3rd seat. I was something like ace, king, queen 5th, jack 5th, and, you know, like singleton, doubleton, and I opened 2 spades in 3rd. What all's happening on this hand? So 2 hearts by south, West comes in 2 spades, 3 hearts by north, double. Pass 4 diamonds, pass 4 spades. Wow. I would say probably a good auction. All right, Declarer has an opportunity for a safety play. Just low club to the 9. No. King of Diamonds does look odd, but this is, you know, Declarer only needed to steal 1 diamond trick before continuing to play clubs. So as long as North had the diamond ace and clubs are splitting in some sort of favorable manner, he now can take 4 club tricks. Yeah, North is the safe hand after a diamond to the king. So this was just a well thought out safety play. It definitely looks funny, but Zia knew what he was doing there once the trumps split well. Jeez, we just have double-digit swings back and forth on all these hands. So Wolfson now back up by 30 after picking up 10 on the hand where at this table, Simone DeWeese, I'm going to keep saying it's Simone until someone corrects me on that, but DeWeese played in 3 now, very difficult hand, and ended up going down. Good defense by Zia and David Gold. The other table bid made 3-0. So big pickup. Tarzan or Jane would suffice. Okay, that's a fair point. I'm going to choose North is, hold on, we need to get a look at the pictures. Not very Tarzan-esque. Oh yeah, nope. That's a Tarzan if I've ever seen one. Okay, so Jane is sitting North. Yeah, definitely Jane for North. So Jane unfortunately went down 1 and 3 now on board 9. Would I have played it that way, DT? I honestly haven't given a lot of thought to what I would do on some of these hands. I've been trying to catch up with chat mostly. You know, we're having good, clean fun over here. But I haven't been doing a ton of bridge commentary. Maybe it's for the best. The viewership is up. I should do less bridge commentary and more Disney references. It's all good, clean fun until someone falls off a vine. It's not Simone. Is it Simon? Simone is a female name. Okay, then what is it? Mr. I'm an expert at, you know, all of these Flemish languages. Explain it to me. While DT is spending eternity typing out a paragraph to explain to me how to pronounce this name, 1 heart, double, 2 diamonds, showing a constructive raise to 2 hearts. 2 hearts by North. We get a trump lead. Not that surprising from East. You know, leading away from an ace often is not the right thing to do. And when you're looking at all of these high cards, normally being passive if you can on opening lead is most helpful. How do we feel about double, by the way? I just noticed that East is like 6-4 in the pointed suits. There's certainly an alternative. You could start with a 2 diamond overcall, and if the opponent's bid to 2 hearts, for example, you could then reopen with double, or you could reopen with 2 spades if you preferred that. I think that choice is also reasonable. Start with a 2 diamond overcall. Simon. Okay, that sounds familiar now. Simon. Yes. I knew it wasn't Simon. You gotta give me some credit. I knew Simon was not right, despite being American. DT says, I'm always nice, but spiffy brings out the bad in me. Well, fortunately for you, there is no spiffy around. Yes, that chat command is still in existence. All right. Declarer thinking a long time at trick 1 should know that this lead is singleton. I mean, it could be Queen Jack Doubleton, I guess. Was that a turtle quote? The Dirtler turtle? I think that's the name. I think so. Yeah, there was one day where he came in here and he was being all chatty, and then DT showed up and brought along whoever spiffy was that brings out the worst in him, and then that caused the quote. Yeah, in response to a comment you made. Yes, a comment you made. I'm sure that it was completely benign. So declare in 2 hearts, a tame contract after we've had 3 games in a row, is pulling trumps. So he has, this is his 5th trick. I'm going to make sure that I count correctly this time. Declare should suspect the ace of diamonds is offside. Just given the takeout double. Huh. Feels like Declare might not be taking very many more tricks. If the defense is accurate, well, East has held on to too many spades, but that's maybe understandable. He doesn't know Declare's spade length. So if Declare happened to hold 3 spades, it would look silly to bear the ace and just give access to 2 spade winners in the dummy. Although this ace of clubs doesn't... Huh? That feels like a big miss, right? Because now Declare just has his clubs set up. He's going to lose 2 diamonds and he makes the contract. Wow. Yeah, if East had retained the... Well, not retained the ace of clubs, but basically retained his... a club stopper, West could win the king of clubs and put a diamond through, and then he could tap Declare out, get in with the club ace, and cash his diamonds. So Declare makes a contract that I would say he probably had little to no business in making. Oopsies. And it's kind of a big deal because proper defense would have beat this 200, and that would be what, like 7 or 8 imps? I think 7 imps for 310 in comparison. So that could be another pretty large swing. I mean, maybe not as big as the double-digit ones we've seen. All right, pass, a heart by South. West does have a bit of a decision. You know, West could just overcall spade, or he could try 2 hearts. I suppose the reason to overcall spade is that if you overcall a spade and next bid 3 diamonds, your partner will know that your spades are longer, which is good news. Whereas if you start with 2 hearts, you might, you know, or some 2-suited bid such as this, like 3 clubs where he's showing presumably spades and diamonds. So they show exactly their 2 suits with the Michaels bid, which is a nice convention to have. Then your partner might believe that you could be 5-6 the other way. How many down is 5 hearts here? I have no clue. Is 5 hearts even the right spot to be in? So pass, South has opened a heart, 3 clubs showing spades and diamonds. North bids 3 diamonds, which looks like maybe a limit raise in hearts. Could have bid 3 hearts constructive if he wanted. East comes in 4 spades. I'm not that surprised, although it looks as if East hand is mostly garbage. But the fact that East does have a fit with both of his partner suits, probably helpful. The fact that he has a couple of honors, the Jack of Spades, probably a good card. Ace of Diamonds, good card. You know, so 4 spades is not an obvious bid to make, but I think it's a good one. Yeah, I just think it's hard for North-South to reach 5 hearts, if that even is something worth considering. They may well profit from a save. It's true, but that doesn't mean that 5 hearts is something you would bid. I would certainly not bid it with North. There's 0 chance I would bid it with North. North is sitting on like a bunch of balanced garbage and good defense, right? North has 2 aces against the opponent's contract, so 4 spades might just be going down, and there's like 0 chance 5 hearts is making on this auction. But additionally, as South, you know, King Doubleton of Spades, not really great offensive values, and it might be worth a trick on defense. Queen of Diamonds, again, not good offensive value. 5-5 in the round suits is nice, but it's not like you have extra trump length for whatever reason. Most of the time, I would say bidding at the 5 level is something you should do only if you have like a void in the opponent's trump suit. It just tends to work out that way. Where here, you can go save for 500 or maybe 200 if they don't get a club rough. But wait, is that even true? The club rough doesn't help East-West because it comes at the expense of a spade trick. So it looks like the save is actually 200. Unless I'm reading something incorrectly. Like East only has 1 entry. He can't both put a spade through to collect 2 spades and put a club through to give his partner a rough. Would I go to the Ace of Diamonds and finesse spades or just play to the Jack of Spades? Well, we're in 4 spades. So you know, we have two heart losers, we have at most one spade loser, and at most one diamond loser. I mean, I guess there's some potential that we have two spade losers, but we can ignore that possibility. I'm pretty sure on this auction, I would play spades to be 2-2. That seems most likely to me. So in that case, I believe I want to play a diamond to the ace and a spade to the queen. That looks right. You know, if we can pick up the spades for no losers, then we can afford a diamond loser. And if we can't pick up the spades for no losers, like North has the king of spades, then South is very likely to have the diamond queen, and our jack of spades is going to be an entry. So that analysis is mostly based on my, I don't know if it's a cheating inference since I'm looking at the hands, but auction-wise, you know, one of these, you're suggesting a 5-heart save is good. It happens to be good for the opponents here, and that's with trumps being 2-2. If spades are 3-1 or 4-0 between the opponent's hands, then it would be much more attractive to save in 5 hearts. Yeah, PJF points out when you do play a diamond to the ace, you'll see the queen fall. Now you know you can safely play the spade suit because you don't have any diamond losers. So that is very accurate. Declare leads a heart. No harm now in leading a heart. You know, I guess maybe you end up going down extra tricks if things are really poorly placed, like they tap you out in clubs somehow, you misguess the diamonds, spades don't break. But leading the heart is a good play. It gives you a bit more information about the missing high cards from the opponents before you have to make a decision in one of the suits. Can we claim for declare? We need to get a claim button somehow. Rob says PJF's analysis shows that he's a better player because you would play a diamond to the ace and continue with the spade finesse. But see, the thing is, Rob, when you're going to win an imp on this board because you're going to take the spade finesse and it's going to work, and you're going to make 11 tricks. PJF only takes 10. That's a bit of a strange play from North. Oh, East's hand is concealed. Oh, okay. Now I really like this this heart to the queen, because now North was forced to play this ace of hearts, not knowing where the jack of hearts was, and so hold on, wait, okay. Well, now we've kind of reached the same position. Given the fact that South was on lead originally and didn't lead a heart from the ace-king and instead led a club from the king-queen, I think Declare should now be able to easily place almost all of the missing honors. He knows the ace of clubs and ace of hearts are in North's hand. it's impossible for North to really have the spade king, I think, given all of that. So my suspicion is that Declare will... I don't know. Declare might take 11 tricks here. You know, diamond to the ace, spade. If we're really making the assumption that these round aces have to be with North, then I don't think North has the king of diamonds too often. Yeah, we point out another 11 imps on board 10. This is real exciting stuff happening at the other table. I feel like I'm committed. It's like the sunk cost fallacy now. All of the fun things are happening in the other room, but we have to stick with this room because at some point Zia's going to do a Zia thing, right? We can hope. 6 diamonds. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even remember a hand where East-West had a diamond fit. They were just playing in a 4-3. 2-heart opener. West comes in with a takeout double. So at this table, West came in with 2 spades. 3 hearts. Double by East. All this makes sense so far. Pass by South. 3 spades by West. 3 no trump by East. 4 diamonds by West. That's probably the bid that started getting things off the rails. I think West probably forgot to consider the fact that, like, normally when you make a takeout double of a 2-level bid, you have more than just a random 10 count. And so, yeah, East double should have showed both minors or whatever. You probably have a diamond fit, but is 5 diamonds really a more likely make than 3 no trump when partner's suggesting that as a possible place to play? I think the answer is no, not with 10 and not without some sort of exceptional distribution. So 4 diamonds happen, 4 hearts cubed, 4 spades, not really certain, 4 no trump, probably some sort of key card, 2 with the queen, 6 diamonds, and that contract was kind of doomed to fail. Maybe they can make it double dummy, but they're going to have to pick up queen doubleton of clubs with the preemptor. Yeah. It's tough. So what's been happening in 4 spades? Declare did play a diamond to the ace, and has now taken the safety play in spades. Let's have a few Tarzan puns. They're on the ropes. Yeah. They are indeed on the ropes. So, 4 spades making 10 tricks, 620. Probably feels like a good result for East-West. You know, you can make 5 spades. You can make 11 tricks in spades. And the opponents have this save in 5 hearts, which, you know, maybe you'll bid out over. Then you would really have to guess the diamonds, the diamond position. Okay. This hand, we're jumping right back into the action. South opens 4 hearts. Pass, pass, pass. I'm a little surprised. I mean, I'm a little surprised by East. So, okay, if South was first seat and South opens 4 hearts and it goes pass, pass, yeah, East has a tough spot. You can't really do much. You just pass out 4 hearts. But here, over 4 hearts pass, pass, I think you balance with 4 spades, right? Given that you didn't preempt, it has to show 2 places to play. So I'm a little surprised that East didn't come in. Oh, this is why everyone's saying seven hearts. Seven hearts is making. The king of hearts is on side, the queen of clubs is on side. That is one of the concerns when you preempt like this, is that you might actually just be making a slam if your partner has some stuff. And it turns out North had all of the right stuff. I mean, grand is not really in the picture. You need 2 of 2 finesses for that. But 1 of 2 finesses, you'd be happy to play 6 hearts on the North-South cards. Then again, East-West are probably happy to play in 6 spades over that. It'll be a push board. 4 hearts making making 7, and 6 spades doubled down 3. That would be a really funny push. Okay, last board of this room, and then we'll jump over to the other room to see what happens as we wrap up the set. Wolfson has picked up, it looks like, according to this scorecard, 23 in this segment, so they lead by 41. Oh, 6 spades doubled is 300. I just noticed. That would be a funny way to win the board. At one table, they're in 4 hearts making 7, and the other table plays in 6 spades doubled. How many spades do I expect on board 11? Board 11? I don't know what you mean by board 11. Board 11, they got to 6 diamonds at the other table, which was not the right spot. Not quite. So last board of the set, 1 diamond by South, 1 hard overcall by West, negative double by North, a no trump. So a no trump alerted very clearly shows clubs. But I didn't think East-West were playing any sort of like transfer advances. I thought we saw on a previous board that David Gold just made a natural bid in this spot of 2 clubs. Maybe that was over opener's bid. It was like a diamond double 2 clubs was natural. West double of 2 hearts on board 11 shows how many spades. I don't know what you mean by shows how many. Like, West has a hand that is best described as a takeout double of hearts. You know, you're basically saying that you don't expect to play in a 5-3 spade fit anymore. Other table, DT says, so board 11. Yeah, at this table they overcalled 2 spades. At the other table, West elected to double as takeout of hearts with the 5-card spade suit. I think either bid's fine. I don't have a strong preference as to what I would do. Like, I guess personally, I would just bid 2 spades. But I wouldn't be disappointed if partner made a double like this. I think the bid that concerns me most in this auction is West's 4 diamond bid. Like, West just basically forgot that they had made a takeout double with a 10 count. So we got all the way up to 2 hearts, huh? A diamond, a heart, double, a no trump showing clubs. Double. Maybe this is like a support double? I'm not sure what South's double would be otherwise. It feels a little weird to have a support double when you're playing in a known 4-3 fit, but maybe that's helpful for North to understand how high to compete sometimes. 2 hearts by West, I'll pass. Get the Queen of Spades lead around West's king. And now what? Turn on the double Ds. Are you saying something inappropriate, DT? I would hate to think that you're saying something inappropriate about my double Ds. So Declare has reasonably misguessed the heart suit. There was no way to get it right. They just have two natural heart losers. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Klajnerm, hello. You think that kind of support double is just fashion? Because what else can it be? The alternative for the support double is that you use this to show your like 18 to 19 balance type hands. But we know that North-South are playing a strong club system, so it kind of makes sense that they don't really have another use for this bid. Maybe this could be used to show something with the minors. Like if South has a hand with both minors, or if South has a hand with good diamonds that they don't want to rebid just two diamonds or something. But yeah, I can see what you mean, that it could be very reasonable to just have this kind of double B support because you don't have a better use for it. And Declare collects all of 6 tricks. Not that surprising. Declare basically misguessed everything that he possibly could on this hand. You know, the clubs went 5-1, so he got the second round of clubs ruffed. Misguessed the heart suit, so on top of everything, he wound up with an extra trump loser after the club ruff. Oh, right. Let's go over to the other room, which is obviously not nearly as exciting as what we were just seeing, and that's why we were watching the other table. But now we will close out the set while these guys fight it out. So in this room we got Joe Grew and Brad Moss, a pretty popular American pair. And then I am not familiar with these guys. Looks like maybe a junior from Italy. Could be a couple of juniors. Percario and Donati. Actually, it makes a ton of sense that East is a junior. East is the one who came up with this this 4-club overcall, a diamond 4 clubs on the Ace King 7th. Not like an insane bid by any stretch, but I think players who might be closer to the senior citizen category would have thought 3 clubs is the more normal thing to do. So 4 spades bid and made at the other table. Let's see if North-South here decide to get a bit more involved. We had a very similar auction. Although in the other room, East just blasted 4 spades directly over 3 diamonds. Here, East elected to just show a good hand with 3 hearts. Four clubs by South. Basically, I think the 4-club bid, for the most part, relinquishes captaincy in a lot of these auctions. South is telling his partner, hey, I have hearts and clubs. If that fits well with your hand, consider bidding 5 hearts over 4 spades, or consider doubling if you think that they're going down. But I'm doing this on my way to a 4-heart contract. And North, despite having great hearts and clubs, I think mostly realizes that this just isn't their hand, and he kind of prefers to stay out of it. He'll get to lead the ace of hearts, look at the dummy, figure out what to do next. Brad really in the tank if we believe the VuGraph operator pause. So maybe he is thinking about saving 5 hearts. Or I would say more likely he's thinking about doubling, presumably as a two-way shot of some sort. If his partner passes, he probably just accepts that that's okay. He has a bunch of random kings and queens, which are better on defense, but the fact that he's 5-5 might suggest offense. And he's already showed this hardened club hand. So North should know what to do over double. North looking at no values in the pointed suits is going to say, I have no defense, let's run to 5 clubs or 5 hearts. So maybe we'll see that from South. No, he does go conservatively, just passes out 4 spades, which I think is a very sensible thing to do. 4-no to show equal length in his suits. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any reason for North or South to save at the 5 level. Brad was giving it a long look though. So maybe my assessment is a bit off. But when I look at this hand with the South, it doesn't feel very offensive to me. King of spades and queen of diamonds are bad values. And the North hand, has a couple of aces on defense, which might be good, and just flat distribution. I'm not sure. I would say the fact that both pairs elected to defend 4 spades is probably a good indication that this is just a bit of a fluke hand. 5 hearts happens to be a great save, but it's not going to happen all the time. If he was going to, would you bid 4-no? I think I like my theory about double. Once you've already bid 4 clubs, double should basically just be do something intelligent. And your partner should know that your double is basically, hoping that they're the one sitting on a bunch of cards in the pointed suits. Can we poll whether you should answer this question? Absolutely. Okay, hold on, getting it set up. New poll. Boom. Okay. Poll has been set up. What did I miss? Ace of hearts and a heart. And now Brad is in the unfortunate position of realizing that there's no legitimate chance to beat this contract. So what's his best attempt at a swindle? I mean, maybe he decides that there's some chance he can get a diamond trick and a spade trick, and he just passively exits with a club. That's possible. He could definitely lead a low spade here. That may collect him a spade trick, but I think he's going to be hard-pressed to get a diamond, even if Declare misguesses the spades. Because if Declare is hoping South doesn't have the spade king, He's more likely to hook south for the diamond queen. Are there more boards? Yeah, this is the third quarter. And for whatever reason, they have like an extra parentheses at the end. I don't know what this even is for. Are they just like lips? Is someone like giving it a kiss? Oh man. Okay, look, PJF, you're popular. Everyone in chat knows you. No one responded who is PJF to the poll. Well, I think I don't need to make that channel point reward anymore. Okay, so Brad elects to just exit passively with a club. Now Declare is gonna have to figure out what to do on his own. We are in a similar spot to what happened in the other room, where Declare basically has this guess, you know, do I play a diamond to the ace and take the spade hook? Wow. That's a shocking line of play from my perspective. Although, oh, by the way, hello, Dan. You missed the channel and really missed Devanning DT. So you came back, and you got what you wanted. He was being well behaved for him, yeah, until he started, talking. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I have a theory. You know, Declare, having seen this one heart bid, the four club bid, and then the long tank by South over four spades, probably thought there was zero chance that Brad was thinking for this long with king doubleton of spades. So either it was like singleton king of spades or some other singleton spade, and there was essentially no chance that that it was just king doubleton of spades down there. Anyway, after the auction, of course, with South having five hearts, showing up with a doubleton spade, and then very likely having five clubs for the four club bid, followed by a long tank and pass, Declare does correctly guess the diamond suit. Or goes king of diamonds, jack of diamonds was the plan. This is the hand. Okay, this is the hand has been called. So, at the other table, South opened four hearts. Second seat equal white. We'll have to see what Brad does. I mean, I would say this would be a very normal one heart opener for them. The question is just, do you want to preempt? The opponents very likely have a spade fit. You know, you have a spade void. So you could bid four hearts and force them to find their spade fit immediately, or maybe steal the contract. That is what happened at the other table. Okay, South does open a heart. So we get a heart, two spades by West. Kind of an interesting choice. You know, obviously East is a passed hand, which makes preempting a lot more reasonable. This hand could be Tarzan-y. Swingy, Tarzan-y, I get it. We're still keeping on with the puns. But I was going to say West has a hand that's definitely good enough for one spade overcall if he wants. Anyway, so a heart, 2 spades, 4 hearts by north, 4 spades by east. All of these bids make sense. The 4 heart bid by north, it's alerted, mostly because this is a precision style 1 heart opener. Since south is already limited, north doesn't need to game force with like a 13 or 14 count. They already know that slam is out of the picture and they can just blast game. So while in like 2/1 type things, 4 hearts might very well be preemptive here. It's not necessarily that way for precision pairs. So over the 4 spade bid, south comes in with 5 hearts, understandable. Spade void, extra trump length. Maybe about average defense, but there's no reason to defend when both sides could be making their contracts. Pass by west. And 6 hearts raised by north. I like the bid. Now, I was talking a little bit about how... No, south is not bidding 7 hearts here. But I was talking a little bit about how most of these 5-level bids, they just tend to work out when you have a void in the opponent's suit. And Brad here has a void in the spade suit. Joe Grew probably picked up on that. So he's looking at his hand like, if my partner has no spades and we don't have any heart losers, then all I need is to hold my minor suit losers to 1 for 6 hearts to make. This bidding makes more sense to you than at the other table. What was the bidding at the other table? Oh, just the 4 heart opening bid. Right. This at least resembles bridge. Don't be rude. Don't be rude to Tarzan. Tarzan's trying his best, okay? He lives in the jungle. He doesn't get out much, all right? He doesn't understand what normal bridge is. So, okay, we're through 6 hearts. I like everything through 6 hearts. 6 spade bid by east. Quite reasonable. I think the 6 spade bid by east is quite reasonable. Now, people might be wondering, oh, why is Brad thinking for so long? They're 100% in a forcing pass situation here. So Brad was wondering if he wanted to double 6 spades, presumably saying, no, I'm not interested in you bidding 7 hearts, or if he wanted to pass, letting his partner know that he had some extra offense. And my suspicion is that if this queen of hearts was the king, he might have passed instead. You say push. I was incorrect. Don't quote me on my previous analysis. The opponents have 3 tricks, and I calculated that as 500. But of course, non-vulnerable 3 tricks is only down 2 at the 6th level. So this is going to be a big win for East-West, actually. I don't know about big win. It'll be, 5 imps. 7 spades doubled, down 3 would have been a push. That would have been a good story to tell. So Goodman is battling back. They're keeping the distance between the scores a bit respectable. 30 imps right now. You're sorry you trusted my analysis? You should be sorry. Always second guess everything I say. I have been known to make numerous mistakes. The other table got to 2 hearts on this one, and we all remember how poorly Zia played this hand to misguess every single suit multiple times. And in fact, I'm sure Zia dropped about 7 or 8 tricks when he was playing this hand. No. But Zia did a bunch of reasonable things and none of them worked out. So he ended up going down 2. We'll see if the same fate befalls this West player. I believe East-West will probably find their way into two hearts somehow. Looks like we're going to have a pretty similar auction. A diamond, a heart, a negative double. What's East going to do? East bids a no trump. Looks like a transfer to clubs. So we've had duplicated auctions at both tables so far. And in the other room, South had a support double available, showing 3-card spade support. Now, given that Joe and Brad are playing standard here, not precision because the opponents are not vulnerable, I don't think South has a support double. I think double here would show like an 18 to 19 balanced hand type, or 17 to 18, or whatever their in-between no-trump range is. So Brad, kind of feeling obligated to do something, elects to bid 2 diamonds. Not that unreasonable. Normally this would deliver a 6th diamond, but he's a bit worried that the auction might get away from him if he doesn't act right now. Like if it goes past 2 clubs, past 3 clubs, now you can't really come back in and show your diamond suit. Okay, well, Joe fully invested in his partner's diamond suit that really should be 6 cards. I guess this shows the downside of the 2 diamond bid here, is that you wind up in this awkward 5-2 fit. So we're never going to know if West was able to outplay Zia on this hand. But I do think West is going to be able to outplay Zia looking at this dummy. He knows exactly how to defend. Just continue playing clubs through to his partner's suit. Probably give a heart ruff at some point, maybe now. Okay. Interesting choices from West here. Yeah, I think you definitely lead back a high heart. This should be suit preference for spades. And, you know, West knows that clubs are 5-5-2-1 around from the auction. So this will very clearly tell East that West is the one with the doubleton club. No reason to try and play ace of clubs club, hoping to give partner trump promotion. So good defense so far. And now what does Brad do in his position? He knows he can take the spade hook, and if that wins, then he's in good shape, but you know, based on the defensive signaling so far and the auction, he probably expects West has the king of spades. It looks to me like if he ducks this trick, maybe West has to play low. Because if West wins the king of spades, and suppose West continues another heart, allowing East to overruff the dummy, Declare has a discard for their last heart, that 4th spade and dummy. They can just pull trumps in 2 rounds, the ace-king, now that East is roughed twice. All of this going through Brad's head, and he's already way ahead of me, I'm sure, in terms of the analysis. But this is the kind of stuff he's thinking through. So if he ducks and West does duck the king of spades, then what's his plan? Because now he doesn't have a discard for his last heart. If he tries to ruff a heart, he knows he's getting over-ruffed. So that's not helpful. Maybe he'll try and make use of both of these diamonds in the dummy somehow. Ooh, West just wins the king of spades and is now going to play another heart throw. Oh, did I say make? I guess it gets out for down 1. I forgot the defense had taken the first 5 tricks. But I think there was a way to hold Declare to 7 tricks. Granted, I will mention, South's 2 diamond bid normally would deliver a 6 trump. So maybe West was just being safe take the plus 100. No reason to risk a good result. And they do pick up another 5. That could have been... Well, I guess it couldn't have been a very large swing, but could have been a couple more imps thrown around in either direction, depending on both the auction and the play. Okay, so 25 is the margin going into the 4th quarter. Is the... Oh my god, Bernal and Zhao are tied up. They've finished play in this segment. Oh, it was a close 3rd quarter, so they must have been pretty close going into this set. And they've also finished play in this room. Yeah, so this match looks exciting.